Hey everyone, it's Latifa, your DeNight Owl. Welcome back to Dear Future Husband Letters from My Single Season. This is episode 3, Patiently but Anxiously Waiting. If you've been following along, you'll remember episode 1 was on waiting, healing, and harmony, where I shared my first letter. And episode 2 was choosing myself, where I talked about the moment I decided to stop losing myself for love. But today, I want to pause with a line that still feels tender and real for me. I'm patiently but anxiously waiting for you. Waiting for God to reveal you to me, but I'm scared. Will I recognize you? My mindset is slightly different now, but will I still make the same mistakes again? Would I end up pushing you away? Don't let me drive you away if you are sure of God's revelation. Those words came from a place of tension, part trust, part fear, part desperation. Let me take you back to where those words were really coming from. Before I started writing letters to my future husband, I was desperate for affirmation. After losing my mom and surviving my car accident, everything about how I saw myself changed. I had to cut my hair after the accident, and for a while I looked like a boy. My body was changing, my confidence was broken, and honestly, I didn't feel beautiful anymore. My dad was there physically, but not in the way I needed emotionally. I didn't hear the kind of validation that says you're beautiful, you're enough. So I started searching for it in people my age, in small compliments, in moments where I could feel seen. In 7th grade, I remember one of the guys in class saying I looked like a boy. It wasn't the first time I heard it, but it stuck. Every time someone said it, I lost a little more of who I thought I was. At church, people tried to help me, my aunt, some older women, but their advice wasn't received well. It felt like they were trying to turn me into someone I wasn't ready to become. So I wore hats, sneakers, whatever was in my closet. Not because that's what I wanted, but because that's what I had. It wasn't rebellion, it was reality. I was doing the best that I could with what I had, even when I didn't feel seen. By high school, things started to shift a little. I began to experiment. More color, a few feminine touches here and there. And by the time I moved to Boston for college, I finally started to feel a bit more confident. I had my own space, a job, and my own money. And for the first time, I had control over how I dressed, how I looked, who I spent time with. And that's when I thought I met him. He was from church, believed in God like me, or so I thought. I told myself, this is it. This has to be God. I still remember kneeling at Wednesday night prayer meeting saying, Lord, thank you for answering my prayers. Thank you for this companionship. He's from church. He likes me. This has to be you. But deep down, I knew I was convincing myself. I excused the red flags, the sneaking around, even the fact that he was a former friend's ex. Because I wanted to believe that just because it looked spiritual, it had to be God. Have you ever prayed a prayer that sounded holy, but deep down you knew you were just trying to make something fit? That was me. Eventually, I gave in, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And when it ended, I felt empty. I was angry with myself, asking, how could I let this happen? Not long after that heartbreak, I slipped again. First with him, then with someone new. Desperation can make you think proximity is connection. That's when I met someone online. Within a week of talking, we met in person, and that same night he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I said yes, immediately. Because he chose me quickly, and I thought that meant security. My last relationship had me constantly asking, what are we? This time, I didn't have to ask, and that made me feel safe. But what I was really chasing was the feeling of being wanted. I knew I deserved better, but I wasn't willing to wait. I wanted something serious now. I didn't want the opportunity to pass me by. But patterns don't lie. The same issues reappeared, just in different clothing. God even told me it wouldn't last. That it would last only 3.5 months. And he was right. When it ended, I was right back where I started, alone, searching, and anxious. A little while later, I met someone else. I swear, there was never a year of my life that I didn't have a crush on someone. A woman from church had taken an interest in me. She started asking about my life, school, and what I like to do. And one day, she said she wanted to introduce me to her son. She didn't call it setting us up, but that's exactly what it was. She said, he could show you around Boston, maybe help you meet some new people. I thought, what's the harm? Months passed before he texted. He had just came out of a relationship and just wanted to talk. We started chatting, then hanging out, and before long, it turned into my longest relationship, almost a year. But even in that relationship, I found myself repeating old patterns. He didn't ask me to compromise my beliefs. I did that all on my own, because I was still learning what boundaries looked like. He was healing from his past, and I tried to be his healer. I encouraged him, prayed for him, poured into him, and I lost myself in the process. He thought I was trying to change him, and maybe I was, because part of me wanted him to see in himself what I saw in him. We argued a lot. Our beliefs clashed. Our expectations clashed. And deep down, I knew we weren't aligned. Once again, God told me how long it would last, and once again, he was right. We broke up a week before our 1-year anniversary. That moment hit me hard. I thought, God, you've been telling me this all along. Why haven't I listened? I had just been asked to serve as the youngest elder in my church, and I realized I couldn't lead while living in compromise, so I ended it. That was me choosing my calling over my comfort. But even then, the questions came. Was I the problem? Was I expecting too much? Was I too honest, too reflective, too much? I wasn't trying to hurt him. I was just trying to help him see his worth. But in the process, I was losing my own peace. I poured so much into his growth that I neglected mine. After that breakup, I told myself I'd take a break from relationships, but you know how that goes. A familiar face from church caught my attention again, someone I'd quietly liked for a while. A friend encouraged me to take my shot, and I did. It was awkward, but I was honest. I told him I liked him. He didn't lead me on. He told me up front he wasn't looking for a relationship, but I ignored that. I told myself I can handle something casual, that I'd be fine, but I wasn't. My feelings grew deeper, and I started hoping he'd change his mind. He didn't. That's when a friend told me, don't be someone's second option, and that hit me. That's exactly what I had been, someone's second option, over and over again. So I ended it. This time I didn't go back, and my heart was heavy. I remember crying out to God, Do you even want me to be married? Why do I keep repeating the same patterns? And that's when my prayer shifted. I said, if this isn't what you want for me, help me be okay with it. Help me to find joy in you, not in being chosen. Not my will, but thy will be done. And that's what he did. I thought I had been praying for a man, but really I was praying for peace. The kind of peace that feels like safety. Safety in God's presence. Safety in knowing my worth. Safety in not rushing his plan. So I started doing small things that brought me joy again. Crocheting, writing, going for walks through Boston, going to musicals and plays. Not waiting for someone to choose me, but learning to enjoy being with myself. I stopped asking, when will he come? And started asking, who is God shaping me to become? That's when I wrote that first letter. I am patiently but anxiously waiting for you. But now I understand. I wasn't waiting for him. I was learning to wait with God. If you're listening to this and you're in that same place, the in-between of hope and heartbreak, I want you to ask yourself, are you waiting for something to happen? Or are you waiting with God while he shapes you? Because waiting for focuses on the arrival. Waiting with focuses on becoming. And love, real love, begins not when someone chooses you, but when you finally choose to grow with God. Until next time, I'm your DeNight Owl, reminding you to keep writing, keep growing, and keep trusting God's timing, even when your heart grows anxious.